guys are polar opposites.
Okay, let's do it.
I'll show you why you might see something you've never seen in the NFL today.
Prince of the Seven Isles.
Are these brothers?
12 older brothers. 3 of them pretended I was invisible.
It doesn't look so
For
big.
2 years.
Happy Sunday, and today is an extra happy Sunday at the Freeborn household because today starts the Los Angeles Rams season. They've got the 7:20 evening game tonight, and I'm excited to watch that. So I thought today we could spend a little time talking about why I love football so much. I love it so much, so we need to talk about it. Other than football, the only thing else we have planned for today is playing video games, of course. And I'm going to take my afternoon walk. So it's going to be a pretty chill Sunday.
I'm going to do something like that, Tyler.
The first and biggest reason of why I love football so much is because I feel like it's this perfect microcosm of life. It's like a game that throws at you all the same adversity and challenges and places upon you all the same requirements to be successful as life does, but in situations that have much less dire consequences than life does. And as an adult, so many times where I feel like I've been successful at something, I can largely attribute it to something I either learned while playing football or something that I guess was taught to me, but football helped really solidify it for me. And it's really fun to hit people too, so that's great, but it's really just like football is one big head fake for preparing you for life. FYI, I'm going to take my walk now, by the way. I was walking around the driveway as I was saying all that, but now I'm really going to head out, take my walk. I've mentioned before how these Sunday walks are one of the best habits that I started in 2020, taking a day off training and replacing it with just a 45-minute leisurely stroll. But I've made that habit even greater, I guess, by also adding in the fact that I try to always listen to some type of audiobook while I'm walking. And lately, my books of choice have been by an author named Bob Goff. They're good. They are kind of spiritual, religious, faith-based in a lot of ways. But there's also, even if you consider yourself someone who is non-religious or more secular, there's a lot of good stuff in there. So highly recommend both taking a walk and checking out any book by Bob Goff.
Like it?
You like it? All right. So today is September.
One of the things I've been trying to do more of is focus on my hip mobility and my ankle mobility again in my training. It's been something I've kind of been neglecting. And one of the things I've been doing after my walks every Sunday is a 10-minute squat test, which is basically where you just get to the bottom of your squat and you hang out there for 10 straight minutes and just breathe and be comfortable and explore the bottom of your squat. I have to admit I've been cheating a little bit because I've been using a kettlebell to just kind of help keep me down here, and I can kind of brace against it to get better posture. And explore with a little bit more freedom. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Also, I'm not sure if Casey Neistat's making a return to the vlog life, but he's put out 3 new kind of vlog style videos in the last 72, 96 hours. I'm kind of excited. That's what I'm watching right now. I'm hoping that trend continues.
Look at these pictures. These are all pictures that I took of.
So now I avoid using it. I'm still not 100% sure why, but I trust Dawn, and that's enough. The characters, guys would line up for days to take their girlfriend. One day, when I got a little older, my dad was making his bullets, and I asked if I could hunt the grizzly. He considered my request quietly and thoughtfully. Then he checked the chamber to make how it sounded like a cannon blast. The bullet cut through the air at 1,800 feet per second, drilling its way through the sheetrock and boring through bracing studs like butter. And after a couple of long moments, he grabbed one of the pennies as he reached behind the counter for. I really love watching over the store. He went on while I eyed the coin like it was for my benefit. I just trust it. I'm fine with the possibility someone might be wrong, particularly when I weigh. They are, I asked, my spirits buoyed. Yep, shiny pennies are worth 2. And you know what? I believed him. I didn't believe him because
I'm calling this my throne. It's a chair that I had that I sat up on a bunch of exercise mats that I'm not using but I want to keep. It's kind of a unique vantage point of the gym. Finished my, I guess what has become kind of my nap time routine on Sundays. Walked, cleaned up the gym, and I'm trying to update my exercise library for my online training business. So I shot 5 or 6 new exercise demos. I guess they're not really new. It's exercise that I've already demonstrated previously, but I shot a lot of them with an iPad mini like 4 or 5 years ago. So I'm just kind of refreshing and updating them. My fantasy football team is doing really well today, so that's good. And it sounds like the boys are awake, so I'm gonna go catch up with them.
What are those guys? What's it? Teaching diamonds.
Yeah.
It's like the bro cave out here, bud. We got Kyler jumping. We got Cal eating beef jerky. We got football on over there. It's a good Sunday, huh? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Oh, okay. We've had a pretty chill afternoon. Been playing video games and having some lunch, and now we're watching Tom Brady play in his first game away from the Patriots, which is I'm kind of a Tom Brady fanboy, so I'm very interested to see how this season goes. I'm optimistic, just given Tom Brady's competitive nature and the fact that he's probably really focused on proving himself as a quarterback outside of New England, that it's going to be a memorable year for him. My fantasy team is just barely hanging on to a lead. I don't know if we're going to pull it out this week. But to go back to the conversation about why I love football so much, I guess second to like the overall arching theme of football in my personal life, and how I feel like it's this really great representation for life and teaches you all these awesome things, is I love the nature of football being a team sport, but also somewhat individualistic. It's individualistic in the sense that you have to be focused primarily on what you can do and what you can control in order to help the team succeed. But I love the fact that at the end of the day, your success is dependent upon others' success, which forces you to be invested in them in a way that other sports don't, I guess. There's like an independent nature of it and a very dependent nature of it. So you have to be focused on what you can do to maximize your performance, but secondary to that, you also have to be focused on what you can do to contribute to the success of others. I guess which ties back into that first point about how accurate a representation football is of real life, because that is a big part of real life and being successful in real life. Why are you mad at me, bud? Cal's sad, so I better go see what's going on. What's wrong, bud? We can play games with you, bud. I'll go talk to Kyler, okay? He can be a little dramatic. Yeah, you can come, bud. He gets a little dramatic. Hey, Kyler, do you want to go inside? Okay.
First one through, and then Devin White.
I couldn't get Kyler to go inside so that I could go inside and play with Cal, but Cal is going to go inside and play video games with his mom. Cal really likes to play video games right now, but he also only really likes to play video games when he's playing with other people, which I can totally relate. That's about the only time I ever play video games is when I'm playing Call of Duty in a group of guys or Rocket League in a group of guys. So I can relate, but sometimes I just, for selfish reasons, I guess, I need a break from the gaming, and I'm going to watch some football.
To Camara, both have lost your...
The Buccaneers game is basically over. They lost, or it seems like they're going to lose. The Los Angeles Rams start their game in a little less than an hour. So I'm going to head and get my lovely wife, my gorgeous wife, some ice cream. And then I'm going to come back and watch this football game. Every time I get Kelsey ice cream, I still can't get over just how good this ice cream that she gets looks. And it tastes just as good. I always have to fight myself from eating all of it on the way home. I do take a couple bites, Kelsey. I do. I think the final thing that really makes me love football so much is the amount of preparation that goes into actually performing. It's that whole idea of the things that you do in the night or in the dark always shine in the day or the light. And I feel like preparation is one of those things where oftentimes it gets thrown out the window because people figure, well, you know, what's going to happen is going to happen anyways. But I feel like a lot of life is about being prepared for the right opportunity and the right moment when it presents itself. And so much in a football game is about preparing yourself to seize the opportunity when it presents itself. When you've read a play so many times, at the minute that you notice the play is happening, you already know where the ball is going from a defensive perspective, so to speak. Or maybe from an offensive perspective, when you see the defense line up in a scheme or a formation, and you have the exact right play that you studied and rehearsed and executed 100 times in practice, and you know this is the moment to call it, this is the moment to audible to it and score. And life is kind of like that. It's like you really need to be prepared for when that right opportunity is presented in front of you. You have the skills, you have the prerequisites, you have the knowledge to seize upon it. It again goes back to all those small microcosms, or I guess the microcosm of football that represents the larger picture of life. And it's just, I don't know, it's something that it's a little dramatic, but there's a poeticness to the game and to that sport that I don't see or haven't felt in other sports. And I played other sports, it's just, I guess I just fell more in love with football than anything. I think that's gonna do it for today. That's all I had to talk to you guys about. I like football. Actually, I love football, and those are the reasons why. On a kind of related side note, my fantasy team, I don't think isn't gonna pull it out unless Tyler Higbee has a big game in a few minutes. I'm gonna go inside here, hand off the ice cream, watch the Rams hopefully win, and get ready for the week.
Tyler, stop jumping.
We had a trying time in here.
Cal has somehow lost his pajama shirt, and I can't find it. And Kyler won't stop jumping!
You're crazy, bro. Why are you so crazy?